Hello guys, welcome to another wonderful edition of sharing my ideas, and on this very video tutorial we're going through on how I made a Christmas image GIF from this image on your screen to this very image you're seeing right now, and we'll be doing that just right about now. So guys, welcome to another wonderful magical moment in the magical world of Photoshop. So we'll be selecting our first tool, which is the pen tool, and I'll be using that to drag through, create a shape within the borders of the lights. I'll be using one of the lights here to actually create that shape. So I'm zooming out. To zoom out, remember you have to click on your control and the space button and then left click. To zoom in, you click on your control and your alt button and also left click. So I'll be creating those points. I created the first one, I'm creating the second one, and I'm dragging through to actually create a round shape within the borders of these lights right here. So I'm still dragging through to see if okay, I think I'll be taking that out. So I'll be creating another point. I actually zoomed out again. I created that point, and I'll be creating another one here and dragging through again. And yeah, this is actually good enough. Holding on the alt button and clicking to move the direction of the pen tool, and click on the button and click again, create another point, black through, click again, and the final point I'll drag through, and yeah, I believe we're good to go. So I'll be hitting on the control and the enter button to make a selection, a quick selection on that shape. I just did that right now, and I'll be creating a new layer, and all I'll be doing is also to I just hit the G button to actually activate the fill tool, and I just clicked into that selected area. I'll be changing the colors because I won't be using black on that very selected area. So okay, I think this color is good enough. Hit the OK button and click into the selected area, and we've got our lights color out. So what I'll be doing next right now is I'll be right clicking and selecting the convert to smart objects, and I'll be going over to the filter gallery, blur, and I won't be using the motion blur. I just selected that to see what it will be looking like, but I'll be using the Gaussian blur actually. So Gaussian blur, I will be using this very point. I think this is on okay. I see this is actually good enough for me. So I will be duplicating the layer. I just did that very quickly by hitting on Ctrl and J. So I'll be dragging it through to another of those lights. So I'll be applying the same steps for the other lights we'll be using. I'll be doing that real quick. So I'll be creating an adjustment fill layer we'll be using on the whole saturation, and remember to click mask, just what I did right now. So I will be dragging to get this very color. You can see the steps that I'm taking right now. So I'll be applying the same steps for the other layers as well, putting a hue and saturation adjustments layer, and this time around I will never forget to click mask, just what I'm doing right now. I'll be shifting the edges to something different to give us a color of another light. I'll be applying the same steps for the other lights, and I'll be doing that real quick. So you can see before and after of what we've got. So I just group them. I'll be ungrouping them right away. What I'm going to be doing right now is to be grouping each and every one of the selected objects with the very adjustment fill layer I actually created on top of each and every one of them. Be careful enough to follow the steps I am making. Just as I am actually making them. So I'm going to be leaving the one above. I won't be grouping that one because I want the lights to remain the same. I have gotten what I wanted, so I'll be taking off the eye on most of the groups, and so I want to adjust the colors of the main background to make it have a much more Christmas look color. So this adjustment layer is above the original background of the image. So I'll be taking the eyes off most of the groups later on. I'll be doing just that right now. So I'll be leaving this first one. Having done that, I'll be going to Windows and your timeline. My timeline is already on, but I'm just doing that for reference purposes. So clicking on the timeline, you can see what we have there. So I created of the first image. I'll be duplicating on the timeline, just as I'll be selecting the very lights I want by those groups I'll be turning on and off. Just be careful enough to follow every single step. out. Well, let's play and you can see what it looks like. Let's play. So what just happened right now is that it's actually slower than we want it to be. So I'll be hitting stop and I will be selecting all of this group's timeline, all of them. So I just hit the first one and hold on your shift button and hit the last one. So you can see, select from any of these time icons there, and I'll be changing it to, let's say, 0.2 for now. Let's see what we have now. So change the ones there to like forever, so that you can keep going on and on, like more like a loop. So you can see it's actually more faster right now. You can actually adjust it to be much more faster or slower depending on how you want it to be. I actually want it to be even more faster than this, so I'm going for 0.1. So it should be so much more faster. Okay, I think this is good enough. This is good enough for what I want it to be. It's actually a matter of choice. You can choose your own style, maybe make it more faster or make it more slower, depending on how you want it to be, depending on what you actually the GIF image you're actually creating. So this is good enough for me. I'll be moving on to the last tweak. I will be calling this the last tweak. I would want to adjust, like, with a much more fill adjustment layer to some of this already selected items on the timeline, and I will be creating a fill adjustment layer by opening. You can see what I'm trying to do. Opening one of the groups, the group already with maybe with the eye or the one without the eye, depending on what you want. Open it up and then create a fill adjustment fill layer. How I did this is actually by duplicating the very layer that was already clip maxed by hitting on Ctrl and J. So you can see what we have there already. So I'll be applying the same steps for the other items we have, but not all of them. I just want to apply it on a few number of them to actually make the very project, the whole item look so much more nicer while playing it. So you can see what I am actually doing. Just as I would say, be careful enough to follow each and every single step, just so you don't get misguided or make any unnecessary hiccups. But anyways, the more you do each of these stuffs, the better you get. Don't be worried if you actually make any mistakes at all. You can always keep trying and trying again. So I am actually making the same steps for the other ones. So hit on your Ctrl and J, and you see we got that right there. So I'll be selecting another item on the timeline, and I think that will be the final item I'll be taking for this very project. Let's see, which one will I be taking right now? Okay, I will be bringing that back later anyway. So we're taking on the first one. This one is good enough. I brought it back, and I'll be making something similar, but with a different light this time. Yeah. Okay. I believe this is good enough for me, so I will personally play. So you can see what we have here. I think this is actually much more attractive than the former stuff we already have, which were just single lights on the the little lights we already created by using the pen tool, but this one is actually much more broader. You can see that it's much more attractive than it was before. So I'll be pausing it for now, and I'll be saving. How to save this is to save for web. You can see where the save for web is. You hit on it, save for web, and then you can preview by playing it here, just to be sure that it's actually giving you what you want. So yeah, I'm hitting on the save. So there are not much stuff to adjust here. Just go on your save. After saving the name you want, the name I need is already there, so it's saved to my document. So we'll be going there to actually play the already created GIF we have. So I'll be selecting my documents and I'll be getting the name. Yeah, so this is it. So I'll be opening it up. It's actually going to take a bit of time. Yeah, it's here. So you can see we have our image already done and nice. So you can actually export this for websites or device, depending on where you're sending it to. So basically this is it. So guys, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. For those who stick to the end, I really appreciate you. To those who has been watching so many of my videos, my formal uploads, I also want to say a very big thank you. I do hope this video was actually helpful to you, and if it was, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and sharing. And also, if you actually like the stuff we produce on this channel, please do subscribe and help us out and support the movement, and I believe you will actually enjoy the ride. So guys, thank you so much for this wonderful experience. I will be seeing you very soon on another video. I love you all. Happy Christmas and a prosperous new year in 2022. Thank you so much for everything once more. See you soon. Goodbye.